everyone, and welcome to Check It Out. We're your hosts, Elaine Volpe
and Christine McIntosh.
And we're here to let you know what's going on this spring here at the library, particularly in the month of May. We're also going to do our 1-minute book reviews. And we're happy to have Pam and Betty Jean joining us a little bit later on in the show with their furry friends, Crystal and Heidi, our reading therapy dogs that we'll be talking with in just a little bit. So why don't you go first, Christine? Tell us what's going on in the adult department.
First of all, I wanted to highlight we're having author Stephanie Keys come to the library on Saturday, May 11th. She will be here at 11 a.m. So for people that are interested in writing a book, fiction, memoir, nonfiction. Stephanie is a local author. She's written The Star Child and the Fallen Stars from Inkspell Publishing, and she'll help you walk you through the process from conception up through implementation of your book, and give you tips on how to get started and how to break into the publishing world. So we'll be happy to have her. We're also doing an introduction to drawing class. It's a 4-part class. It will begin on Wednesday, May 15th, and it runs from 11 until 12:30. In this 4-part class, you can come to one or you can come to all 4. It's presented by Steve Korpa. Steve Korpa was an art teacher with the City of Pittsburgh Schools for 35 years. And he retired in 1997, and he began to lose his central vision due to macular degeneration. So now he's legally blind, but he continues to draw and to create art. So he invites you to come and learn and grow with him, and beginners are welcome. I may go to this.
He's been with us before, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. He has. And then for teenagers and parents that are interested, we have an SAT-ACT comparison presentation on Thursday, May 16th at 7 o'clock. This is presented by a person from the Huntington Learning Center. So if you're wondering which college entrance exam is right for you or for your child, it's a free program that will discuss both tests, the similarities and differences, and then so high school students and their parents have opportunity to learn about both exams, ask questions, and find out what scores colleges look for, and students can test their skills on some sample questions from each test. So that is Thursday, May 16th at 7 o'clock. And we also have a workshop. It's a holistic approach to treating children and adolescents that are experiencing trauma. That will be on Saturday, May 18th at 10 o'clock. So this workshop, like I said, is a holistic approach to working with children and adolescents. The approach takes into account the children's stage of development, where they are currently, the trauma itself, and how each child experiences a trauma in a different way. Mm-hmm. 2 children of the same age can experience the same trauma and sure, react very differently. So they take into account how the child perceives the situation, how their lifestyle will play a part in how they will react and how they will cope, and the resources within their social support system. And also then they will take a look at the 2 case studies and apply some of the approaches to trauma in that way. And this is a presentation of the Western Pennsylvania Society of Elderian Psychology. It is a free workshop, and it's part of their Practical Solutions for Life Changes series. So anyone is welcome to come. There is continuing ed units for professionals. So if you are interested in that, I suggest you call the library, because we have to send in a form, and there is a fee to process those. But that, again, is on Saturday, May 18th at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I just want to highlight a few fundraising things that are coming up. We are not having our annual gala this year, but however, we will be having the Christmas in July lottery raffle. So you purchase a ticket for $5. You have 31 chances to win. It's based on the Pennsylvania Daily Lottery number, 3-digit drawing at 7 p.m. So on July 4th, because it's a holiday, you can win a bigger cash prize. And also on July 25th, because it's Christmas in July. But every day, the minimum amount that we award is $25, up to $500 for the special day. So please come support the library in purchasing a raffle ticket for $5. You can get them at the circulation desk. And then, little preview of summer, we have Tasty Tuesdays coming up. The library always did Tasty Tuesdays where we partner with an area restaurant. And if you go in and mention the library gets a percentage of your sale of what you purchase in food that day. So this summer we will be partnering again with Brewster's Ice Cream and with Rita's Italian Ice and with TGI Fridays and possibly some others. So that'll start in June, and you can find out more information about that on the website, or also anyone that has an email address registered with the library through your library card. I do send out monthly emails to let you know what's going on, so it will be in there.
Do we want to say thank you, though, to all those who came out to the book sale, because that was one of our bigger fundraisers that we do, and it was very successful this year, as in years past. And I know many people visited that book sale over the weekend, so we want to say thank you to you.
And to Michelle Loria
Absolutely.
for all the hard work that she did. We had some great volunteers that are always there with us. And we did very well. We did really well this year. So thank you to everyone that volunteered, helped set up, helped tear down, and all of you that came and purchased books from us. So thank you.
All right, and so as far as children's things going on, we are busily preparing for Children's Choice Awards 2013, one of my very favorite events of the year, where we celebrate the reading achievements of 4th, 5th, and 6th graders who are asked to read at least 4 out of 8 selected books, but these kids also have to be committed to attending 2 book club meetings here at the library. So many of you have already earned your ticket and stopped in to get it, but I know there's a lot of you still out there who have not claimed your ticket. So please stop by the library to do so, or give us a call if you have any questions. But again, if you read 4 out of those 8 books and you came to 2 meetings, you are entitled to our fabulous night of fun, our red carpet premiere, being held on Friday, May 10th. And we have such a great night of fun planned that I would hate to have anybody miss out on it. So I was even thinking that if you maybe couldn't attend the last meeting, as long as you've read 4 of those books, we maybe can make an exception. So, give us a call and we'll see what we can work out. But for those of you who do have your ticket, and those of you planning to pick it up very soon, we're asking that you arrive at 6:45 to walk the red carpet, so that we can have you seated and begin the festivities promptly at 7 p.m. Don't forget that ticket entitles you and 1 guest to the big, and it is at the community center this year, not here at the library. So again, CCA Children's Choice Awards, Friday, May 10th at 7 o'clock. And if you missed it this year, there's always next year. Again, we target the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade group for this.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a great.
You can come see your favorite librarians dressed up too. We pretend like it's Oscar night. So.
Yes, because it will be aired later on BPTV, and we will have local newspapers covering it. So you want to dress up in your best attire and maybe be prepared for an interview or 2, but really just prepare to have a night of fun. Just a great night of fun. Classes that are coming up, we have our predator prevention on Tuesday, May 14th at 7 p.m. This class is intended for parent and child, and will teach how to recognize strangeness in a situation, because safety isn't just about strangers, but about general strangeness of a situation. So it kind of teaches kids to follow their instincts.
Yes, listen to your gut.
Exactly. And it's going to be offered by Pro Martial Arts, who we visited last month's show. And again, it is for the child as well as the caregiver. We ask that you do register, and you can do that by calling 412-835-2207, extension 267. A few weeks later, Pro Martial Arts is going to be back to offer a bullying class, and this is specifically for the child, although parents are more than welcome to sit in. And this class kind of empowers the child to stand up against bullies, and it teaches them the techniques of which they need to do so. There's 4 simple steps, and each of those steps will be gone over thoroughly during the hour-long class. So again, please register for that one. The date is Thursday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. Then we have our puppet workshop on Saturday, May 18th at the Community Center from 1 to 3. And your latest issue of Chronicles, which you will probably be in the mail this week, does not ask for registration, but it will be helpful to know approximately how many of you plan on attending. So please call the library and let us know if you're coming to this event as well. This is a chance to meet Cheryl Capizzuti, the puppet, puppet
Creator
extraordinaire,
of our beautiful puppets,
who was also on our show a couple months ago. You saw her on the show perhaps, but now you'll get to meet her in person. You'll get to work hands-on with these puppets, making some of the repairs on the existing ones. We mentioned Mr. Elephant still doesn't have eyelashes. So we'll be repairing the puppets, and we will be creating a puppet just for Bethel Park that will be Bethel Park's forever and ever. You guys can have a part in that.
So we have to figure out what we want our Bethel Park puppet to be. Yes.
So it's a great opportunity for the whole family. Please consider joining us. Again, it's 1 to 3 on Saturday, May 18th. We're offering a homeschool happenings day on Thursday, May 23rd for all of you homeschool families out there. We'll be offering 4 back-to-back classes beginning at noon. We'll be teaching science, art, writing, and Miss Lynn's going to teach the kids how to use a compass.
It's
a very important skill.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. She has a neat little class
I don't know
planned.
how to use a compass. GPS.
I know. Sadly, I don't know how to use
one
one either. We'll have to sit in on that class as well. A lot of stuff going on. More information will follow on next month's show, of course. But as always, if you have any questions,
just call the library.
Absolutely. Please stay tuned for our special guests.
And welcome back. We're here today with Pam and Betty Jean, who brought therapy dogs, Crystal and Heidi, with them today. So welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Can you tell me how you got involved in using therapy dogs for reading purposes, reading with the kids?
That is something that I have always wanted to do, and I researched it back in the 80s, and they hadn't come to Pittsburgh yet. And so I waited, and finally, lo and behold, we were invited to come and attend a reading project, and I've been doing it ever since, and that's just been about maybe 6 years, 6 or 7 years.
And Pam, how did you get involved?
I was actually contacted by a friend that had a therapy dog that was doing a program in a school, and they were moving out of the area. And I knew of the program, but I had not done anything like that with one of my dogs, and she had just gotten certified as a therapy dog. And I said, okay, well, we can try. So we've been going to an elementary school once a week for this is our 4th year in the same school.
Once a week?
Once a week, yes. And it's been a great program. The kids love Crystal, and Crystal loves going there. She really has a good time.
Yeah.
And they've done lots of studies that have proven that the kids try harder when there's a non-critical observer.
Right.
And I feel that my role is just to take the dog there. I don't critique the children. Unless they ask for help, I don't offer it.
Mm-hmm. They're much more comfortable reading to a dog than they would be to their teacher or
right.
mom or dad.
Right.
I would imagine it's less nerve-wracking. I used to hate to get up. Even though I was a good reader, I hated to get up in front of the class and read. So
Yeah.
I think it's a great program. So how does a dog become a certified therapy dog?
Pam can answer that. she's our evaluator.
There's a process, I guess it's 13 steps that the dog has to pass of temperament and interaction with people and other dogs, and to just make sure that they have a nice even disposition, and that they're going to be relatively calm in different situations. A fire alarm might go off, or if you're it's actually a nursing home / reading therapy dog can go
Right.
in lots of different places.
Right.
You can have beepers from medical equipment, or one of the very first times we went someplace, the fire alarm went off, and I thought, oh heavens. And she just stood there and looked at me like, okay, and it stopped pretty quickly, but you have to make sure that they're going to be okay with things like loud noises and
Right.
maybe people rushing by without chasing them or things like that. You just never know.
And so we already know the benefits of them working with children. What are the benefits of you taking them into the nursing homes? Or
Well, I think that's quite amazing. And that is another thing that I had researched, and that was way back too. And I saw a man on television who was in the hospital, and apparently he was a stroke patient. And he had not responded to any of their physical therapy or anything in the hospital. and a dog walked through the hall, and he saw the dog. The handler took the dog in, and the patient reached out to pet that dog.
Isn't that amazing?
When I saw that, I thought, that is definitely what I want to do. But in Pittsburgh, I never heard of a dog being allowed in a hospital. So I thought, well, forget that. And then, quite a few years later, and my 9th dog came, then I was taking our classes, and they said, well, why don't you take the therapy test? Which I knew nothing about, so I did, and that's 9 years ago.
Wow.
So we've been going to the nursing homes for that. But it brightens the people up just so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's so
It lifts their
worthwhile.
spirits. I'm sure it's
Right. And a lot
Yeah.
of people that may not be very communicative, they'll take a look at the dog and they'll say, I had a dog once, and then they start talking because it brings back a good memory for them.
Right,
And
right.
so you get to be interactive with people that maybe sometimes aren't very interactive at all.
right.
Elaine, how long have we been doing the Bark for Books?
We're going on. We've tried it on and off for a couple of years now, and we're really hoping, especially by having you guys on the show, that we can boost the interest there. We are going to try this again on the first Sunday in May. Is that correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So any interested parties out there can register to come read to Heidi or Crystal on Sunday, May 3rd, I believe it is. And again, you can call to register. We'll be doing it. You guys are kind of open to, we'll start at 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
Right, and then
yeah.
you guys are kind of open as to how long, depending on how many kids we get. But they're always happy to stay as long as it takes.
So when the kids come in, can they bring a book from home, or do they have to choose a library book?
They can, absolutely. Of course, we have a wide selection if you want to just wait and choose one when you get here. But you're also definitely more than welcome to bring one of your favorites from home or one that you're already comfortable reading.
That's awesome.
Can I make a little statement here?
Absolutely.
Certainly.
As to the reading program, I think it's a wonderful, marvelous program. And when I was doing my little research on it, and it is for the handler, the dog, and the reader. And it's just definitely one-on-one. The parents can go out into the library and peruse and then come back in 20 minutes and pick up the child.
Right.
And one time I had a lady and her son come in, and he did not want to read. He did not want to read. Just, please, Mom, don't make me read. And I thought, oh well. And I saw he had a biscuit book in his hand. And, is that a biscuit book that you have there? Yes. And I said, could you please read that to Heidi, because that's her favorite book. And he
Aww.
brightened up. He said, okay. And so he sat down and he read it. And of course, like Pam said, you don't correct the child.
Mhm.
And so he was reading it, and he started to lisp. I knew then why he did not want to read.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Heidi didn't correct him, and I didn't correct him. So he finished the book, and I said, would you like to read another one to her? Yes. So he got up, and he went over, and he got another dog book, and came back, and he read that then too. His time was up. He left, and his mother had come to get him. And the next session started, and that little boy came back in. I mean, he was older,
Right.
but he came back in to read again. So that
That's
to me was
wonderful.
a winning situation.
And that's the goal of the
Absolutely.
program.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we're very happy to have a partnership with you, and we're happy to have you two here, Heidi and Crystal.
And this
So
is
nice
what they
to
do when
see
they
you.
come to the library.
They're great listeners,
Very
aren't
good.
they?
Yes, they are. And the kids will sometimes say, oh, she's sleeping. I said, oh, she's
No,
not
she's
sleeping.
listening.
She's
Her
listening.
eyes are open and she is listening.
They're,
And I really believe that.
they're wonderful, wonderful
Absolutely.
animals. Thank you so much for bringing this to the library. We really, really appreciate it. It's a great service that
Thank
you're
you for
providing.
inviting us.
Yes, glad to be here.
Next up are 1-minute book reviews. This month they're going to be in book trailer format. We're using the website Inamoto, which I think we've mentioned before on previous shows, but we're making little mini commercials for these books now. And today you'll see a children's book highlighted, as well as a teen title, a young adult title, and an adult book. So stay tuned for those and enjoy.
Begin where it ends, and to begin
Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. And as always, if you'd like any more information about the things that we talked about today, or programs or services in general, you can always give us a call.
Or check out our website.
Or better yet, stop in and see us in person. We're ending today's show with a video clip from a very popular program that was held recently, Star Wars Extravaganza. Enjoy.
My name's Dave Johnston. I'm part of the 501st Legion. It's a worldwide Star Wars costuming group. Our local garrison, which we call our chapters, it's called Garrison Carita. It covers Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Delaware. We have approximately 120 active troopers in our garrison alone, and a little more than 6,000 worldwide. We make appearances at many community events, charity events, obviously library events here today.
Who famously states the line, "It's a trap"? You right there. That is correct.
We do programs through the Make-A-Wish Foundation also, which are a lot of fun. Library events we just started up recently in the last few years. Just, get kids out into the library and have fun and to introduce them to Star Wars.
You. I like your outfit.
Why is Darth Vader always serious?
Tell me about it.
Maybe because everyone cut off all his arms and legs.
Mostly what we do is we take, we'll accept toy donations at just about any of our events, and throughout the years there's, I believe, 8 or 9 children's hospitals within our garrison's footprint that we will visit, where we'll distribute those toys to the kids in the hospital. We don't take any kind of monetary donation. That's a big no-no. So it's all toys that we ask, new unopened toys, and that's a lot of fun. It's really rewarding too for our troopers to be able to do something like that, kind of give back a little bit. If someone was interested to join, they could go to our website, 501stgarrisoncarita.org. You can sign up there, or you can find it through the 501st website, which is just 501st.com. You can find your local garrison through there. And once you sign up, we have what's called the Imperial Academy. You'll be assigned an advisor, someone to help put your costume together, answer all your questions and stuff, get you through, get your costume made, and get you trooping. It's a really helpful program that we have. I'm an academy graduate. I got through in about 4 months. There's no time frame though. Why do I do this? It's just a lot of fun. I'm obviously a big Star Wars fan, and in my opinion, this is the greatest sort of fan club, best way to show that, and it's just a lot of fun. I have so much fun just interacting with the kids, and it's amazing how much even the younger kids know about all of the original movies still. Those movies are over 30 years old. It's timeless, and it's something I grew up with, and we get to pass that on, our love of this movie and the whole saga to an entire generation. It's so fun.